Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're talking about Michael the Menace Johnson versus Marc Bone Crusher Diakiese. Michael Johnson, very salty record, but we all know. We all know how good. The record doesn't show how good Michael Johnson is. It's just what it is. Michael Johnson, 20 wins, 18 losses. He's 1-4 in his last 5 fights. Look who he's fought. 3 years ago, lost a decision, majority decision in a fight that he was looking real good in until that third round. Again, lost to Stevie Ray. Lost to Thiago Moises. He looked really good in that first round. Caught in the second round. Then lost to Clay Guida in probably one of the fights I thought he looked the worst in. Then beat Alan Patrick, looked real good in that. And then lost a fight that could have went either way. Crazy fight, back and forth. Michael Johnson had a lot of success in that fight. We have to remember that. And lost a very close split decision. 36 years old though, 5'10", with a 73.5-inch reach. Marc Diakiese, 16 wins, 5 losses, 3-2 in his last 5 fights. Remember, this was a guy I believe was 12-0. I believe he was 12-0. He was 11-0. No, he was 12-0 when he lost a split decision to Jakar Close, Dan Hooker, Nasser Haqparast. 3 losses in a row. And then picked up 2, lost 2, and now he's on a 2-fight winning streak. And honestly, he's fighting a little bit different. He's fighting with more wrestling. He's not really using his striking anymore. And I don't really see it changing in this fight whatsoever. Like I said, 3-2 in his last 5 fights. He's a -230 favorite, which it would make sense because he's won his last 2, and Johnson, he hasn't really. 29 years old, but that stands 5'10" with a 73-inch reach. Half-inch reach advantage for Michael Johnson, but we all know Michael Johnson fights a little bit longer than his reach would say. This fight is really, can Michael Johnson stop those takedowns from Marc Diakiese? And I think for a little while he'll be able to, and I do expect Michael Johnson to come out hot and heavy in that first round, try to overwhelm Marc Diakiese. Marc Diakiese's best chance is to throw some of his strikes, be a little flashy, be a little, creative, overwhelm Johnson enough to get him to freeze and not throw he has very fast hands and he has ridiculous power. How Marc Diakiese wins this fight is to overwhelm Johnson with the strikes, get him to freeze, and that's where you go in for the takedown. Once he gets to the takedown, I don't think he's a huge submission threat, so he's going to have to look for ground and pound to keep Michael Johnson there. Be smart, be careful, don't get overzealous, you'll lose the position. Michael Johnson has to stuff the takedown, throw punches in combinations, not just one at a time, not just 2, throw combinations. And if he can do that, again, probably not a lot of kicks in this fight from Johnson. Speed and power goes to Johnson. I like Johnson. I'd like to see Johnson win this. But I think the wrestling, as this fight goes on, is going to get Marc Diakiese the win in this fight. Marc Diakiese, probably by decision. If there's a finish, I think it'll be by Michael Johnson. But Marc Diakiese as your winner. As always, guys, hit that subscribe button as hard as you can. Leave a comment down below, and you know what it is. Peace.